Good evening, and this is Chilling. I'm Drago. Now, this show we hope that can uplift you, motivate you, or even inspire you. Now, without no further ado, I want to introduce to you my guest. There is a new name in fragrance, and it's not from a perfume house from Paris, but it's from one of the gorgeous girls we have on this planet, Malaika Nnyanzi, a fast-rising radio and TV personality. She was surprised because she has a lot to say about her career, you know, her life growing up, and a whole bunch of more of other things that I wouldn't want to stipulate at this moment. Now, she has a career that has moved from scratch to up there. Her Opal's always tuning into her program every morning, 93.3, that's KFM, you know, just to get a taste of her soothing voice plus her untamed humor. She's right here with me, you know, in her inner beauty and in her inner spirit, ready to give me one of the best episodes. I hope that you guys will enjoy. Please listen to the gorgeous and ever beautiful Malaika Nnyanzi. Welcome to the show.
And the show just ended there. I don't think I'll be able to
listen. I had more to say about the introduction because you seem like you've had it all. I mean, is there anything that you don't do on this planet?
Yes. I am not a plastic surgeon. I am not an engineer yet. Ooh. But jokes. No, in my field, aside from singing, because I can't sing, I have made sure I endeavor to do everything.
You're an actress now.
Yes.
I mean, where was that all kept all along? I mean,
actually, I've always been an actress. From anyone who went to school with me, I was always in the plays. I was always acting. So the acting bit has always been with me. It was just about now getting it from stage to film or to, you know, to in front of a camera. And that took longer than I thought, but I am glad that it's finally happened, and I've got a couple of projects working, and I'm excited.
You know one thing I can quote from 10 years old, you say that you want to be great. I read that from somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that motivation, that drive, has it always been part of you?
Yes. I like nice things, and I've always liked nice things, and I realized growing up that they cost a lot of money. So I decided I must work hard for the money. And my mother, oh my God, my mother is like the most hardworking woman you'll ever meet. She actually has 2 companies that she started on her own and has built to, you know, that woman is superwoman. Yeah. And you know, to have a mother like that in your life, you grow up seeing a woman who's able to do all, raise a family, but at the same time, you know, be a boss lady. So she's been the greatest inspiration. So her and obviously God, because I always do everything to please God. And
you're God's favorite.
Oh.
Every time you keep on saying that, I'm God's favorite.
I am.
You know, waking up you're waking up every morning, waking up every morning in those ungodly hours and infusing positivity into people. How life-changing has it been, that experience working on radio?
Well, because with television, where I started, I had a morning live TV show,
with
right?
Gaetano.
Yes, with Gaetano. Yeah. It was called Urban Today it was called Urban Today, and because of that, I always had that morning thing. I am not a morning person. Let no one lie to you. I hate waking up early in the morning. Hate it. Anyone who ever asks me what is the hardest thing about my job, it's waking up. But when I get to my job, I love every single moment, from the music to the conversations, vibing with Brian Mulondo. Like, me and him, we just vibe off every day. So even if you had a rough
I'm telling you, it's so much crazy. Sometimes I feel like I want to come into the studio and I see whatever is going on, because there's a lot of madness there. Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah, you know? We bring out the crazy in each other. We keep saying, he'll keep saying, "Nai Malaika, oli mulalu." Then I'm like, "No, yegwe mulalu." So we always like bring out this side of each other that other people didn't even know I had that side of me. Yeah. Like, even my mom gets shocked sometimes. She's like, "She's stubborn." Malaika is serious. She's very, you know, she's a responsible. Yes, she's a responsible girl. She's this. She's stubborn. So him and Gaetano actually both brought out the stubborn in me, which has always been there, but not everyone can bring it out of me. But I love the show. Waking up early is not easy, I won't lie to you, but it's worth it.
You know,
because I'm doing what I love. Yeah.
You know, I think a little bit of much of this is interrelated. You know, you started from one of the best universities we have in Africa, UCIU.
USIU.
USIU, sorry,
Yes.
UCIU. What am I thinking?
Okay.
USIU.
Yes.
I mean, how comes you never actually studied journalism? Because they have one of the best journalism schools.
Because I never thought I would be doing what I'm doing now. Never did it cross my mind. Ever. Like,
I don't think these
it was
guys
never
get an
a dream.
idea. That university is one of the best, you know?
It is. Everyone who has been
With, we have produced some of the best people you'd think of in Kenya. Most of the people, yes, most of the people who you see in front of the TV screens were from USIU. I see most of my schoolmates, and I'm like, yeah, of course. It's because it produces a lot of talent and creativity and
Business management?
business.
Really?
That's what I did.
Really? Business management?
I did, yes, I did IBA, marketing, Japanese. I actually did accounting as well, so.
Yeah.
And I'm doing
So
that
how
thing.
long-
And then I also did Asian business in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you spend in Nairobi? Wait.
Oh, many
did
years.
you ever live there?
Yes, I had moved out of Uganda. I was never going to come back. I lived there for a while. I started a company while I was there.
Yeah.
It was home. I actually still call it my second home. Like that's
Strategic Africa, that's the company, right? Is it still existing?
no, unfortunately.
it's quite disappointing. When I left, my business partner and I parted ways. I left it for him, but then he didn't manage to sustain it after I left. I did what I did for it. And you know that thing when movie stars or actors in a series always say, I feel I gave the character whatever the best I could and it was time for me to walk away before, those things. Anyway, that's just, I understand it now because I feel like I gave the company everything and to the max, and I think I went above and beyond, and I realized that wasn't my dream. Sometimes we do things not necessarily because it's your dream or it's what you're supposed to do. Sometimes we do them because, well, you're good at it. Well, you can do it. And that's not wise. Because when I woke up one day and I realized I'm not happy. I don't want to wake up in the morning anymore to do this. This is not what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. I was like, I'd rather make that decision now than wait when I'm in my 30s or my 40s.
No, television is such an interesting space to be in. I feel like, don't you miss it sometimes? TV. What was the idea? I mean, why would you decide to pocket that somewhere else?
It's not. How am I going to explain this? So I will always be a TV and radio personality, always, because I can do both.
Because you're still growing.
Yes, I can still do both. I guess it. But I am on. I do TV. It's just in South Africa, not here in Uganda. So here in Uganda, I guess I'm still trying to figure out what next, because I did a lot when it came to TV here in a space of 2 years. So I want by the time I come back to the screens, it's something new, it's vibrant, it's, it's not the normal thing. I don't want to disappoint the people who look up to me or who have been inspired by my journey by just doing for just. We do a lot of that, doing for just kuwanga, it's around, we do it.
Is complaining.
Bamanja, just. I'm coming,
but
I'm coming.
Malaika, of course, they get you every morning.
Every morning on 933 KFM with Brian Mulondo and The Mighty Breakfast, and it is a dream. My first love was radio. I went on TV by mistake.
Really?
But it was by mistake. I applied to every radio station you can think of in Kampala. What? You know yourselves.
But could somebody ever say no to you? Like,
they said no. Didn't I just start working on radio last year? They said no. I applied. Then after that's when I said, okay, let me try TV. Many said no. Very many said no. And I guess it's amazing how when one opportunity, brought itself, one person just believes in you. All you need is one person. You don't need the whole world to agree with you. You just need that one person to agree with you and say, you know what? I see something in this kid. You can do this. And from then on now, hey, look at me now.
This lady right here, she has graced over thousands of runways across the world, and that includes Africa, Japan. To say the least. I did some research. to say the least, I mean, she has appeared everywhere. And once she appears on a magazine, please get ready to print a whole lot of copies, because whether she's frolicking on the beach or, you know, having fun, she's just fantastic. Now, when we return, I'm gonna, I want to find out about her life, you know, growing up. Where did she get the inspiration, you know, to join this whole media thing? Since she said she started business. Now, I want to see how those two are interrelated. So we're gonna return shortly with another part. So I hope you guys are enjoying the interview. So we're gonna have a great time. Please stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Now, she is smart, sophisticated, stylish, and most definitely the public's favorite. You know, maybe it's about her upbringing. She's a very humble person at home, even on the world stage. I'll tell you this. So, Miss Malaika, tell me a little bit.
Oh, that actually brings me to the point.
Yeah.
I only go by Malaika now. That's my brand.
No Nnyanzi with a double N.
No, that name belongs to someone who made their name a long time ago, Mr. Nnyanzi. That's his name.
I was going to ask
made
you about.
his name.
I was going to ask you about that. I
the
mean,
Malaika name.
do you feel the burden to carry on that legacy of that name? I mean, cause some children, like you know some children that that get to adopt their parents' names and they tarnish the name in the process.
Well,
do you feel like it's a burden for you to have your father's name?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because, well, I have always been my own person from when I was a kid. I've always been Malaika. And Malaika is such... No, the truth is, Malaika is such a unique name that it in itself could create a conversation. I didn't need to run on my mother's, businesses or, Mr. Nnyanzi's, name or whatever. I didn't have to. Everyone just knew Malaika. The name itself was just memorable. So I realized last year, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get married at some point, and I'm going to take my husband's name. So I don't want to have now the confusion of now, I'm Malaika Lukaku and and there's a confusion. So I decided, hey, like Rihanna, what's Rihanna's last name? What's Cher's last name? Madonna's like, you don't need it. So I was like, I can
actually, that's right.
Exactly. Malaika is enough.
Okay. So let me please get the honor of knowing about your story growing up. Just a little bit. Give me in beats. Like. Okay.
I was born in Nairobi, Kenya.
That we know.
Yes, I have one older brother called Cham. Nnyanzi is going to kill me for that. He's called Cham. I have two youngest sisters, Joanne and Viola, who passed away. And then I went to Safari Kindergarten. I went to Kampala Parents School for primary. And I went to Gayaza High School. I went to Makerere College. I went to United States International University. And then I also went to Kansai Gaidai in Japan. So that's in terms of education.
Can you speak Japanese?
Chotto ne.
What does that mean?
Very little.
Very what?
Little.
Very little.
Skoshi.
You just say that in Japanese?
Yes. That was in Japanese.
What about Swahili? I mean,
kidogo sana, kidogo sana.
All the time you spent in Nairobi, seriously?
I did. I spent about maybe 7-6 years in Nairobi, and I never learned Swahili.
How is it
But
different?
I can hear.
How is it different, like, as a child to have a life growing up in Nairobi and Kampala? That's the difference.
Well, I didn't get to grow up there. I was born there. We had to leave. As Ugandans, we were kicked out in the 90s. So I was a baby, so I didn't really. It's my brother who actually grew up there, studied there. So I can't even say anything. My experience of Nairobi is in university and after university. But Uganda has been, many people think that I didn't study here or I didn't live here. And I'm like, no, my background, my bases have always been UG. Ride or die, I'm so UG. But in terms of my experiences with the different countries that I have been to, because I get to travel a lot and everything, of course, aside from the systems that frustrate us a lot, you guys, we have a beautiful country.
Yeah.
It's we have the best
So
weather,
underrated.
the best food,
What about the
the best
infrastructure?
people. And that's why I said, aside from the systems, let's leave the systems out of this.
No,
but
Africa,
the people,
Africa generally is a beautiful continent.
yeah, it's just the
You know?
systems that let us down. But aside from that, it's like, with what we go through, and yet we're smiley, nice people.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So modeling, this is when modeling started falling on your lap. I mean, the desire, the fire to wanting to be in the limelight, is that where it all started from?
To shock you, as a tomboy, for the longest time, I started wearing heels in university. I didn't like anything girly at all. Like,
why is that? Because
I was, yeah, and I was more boyish, like as a boy, like I would fight football, basketball, you name it. That was my world. Like so many people who me in like primary or like high school get shocked when they see me like this girl in dresses and everything.
Yeah.
And you can even still tell I still have like a tomboy side, still a boy's girl. But when I went to university, for some reason, people thought I was pretty. So they kept telling me. For some reason, I didn't think
are
that.
those people?
Me, I just knew I was not ugly.
Who are those people?
I just knew I was not ugly. I never looked at myself as that girl.
Yeah.
So everyone kept telling me, oh, you should try out. You should try out. You should try out for Miss USRU. You should try out for Miss USRU. You should. I thought it was ridiculous. For 2 semesters, like even teachers would tell me, and I'm like, no, that's not me. Then when I did it, finally, after 2.5 semesters of convincing me, I did it.
What about the fashion instinct?
So that's where, no, that's the thing. I always knew what looks good. Just don't put it on me, but I knew what looked good. Yeah. Like I always knew colors. I always have been artistic, so I'm very organized. So I've always had it in me. I just never practiced it. I started practicing it after I joined that modeling world, because now after being a coming Miss USRU, first runners-up, and then Miss Universities Africa, second runners-up, I then was incorporated into that world. So then now you're always surrounded by fashionistas and designers. Hey man, you have to look the part. You can't just be a shady person. So I started practicing it as well. So I started wearing heels and being that girl, and it came natural to me. I was like, this is not hard. This is easy for me. And then after that, my friend at that time, we said we're tired of the middleman always taking our money. So we were like, why don't we start our own management where we train the models, because we knew better. Also, I was sharp enough to know I was sharp enough to know that yes, I was a great model, physique good, everything, but I was not tall enough to go international. And for me, if I'm limited in something, what do I do to get the best out of it? So I was like, if I can't do, I can teach. I was a very good teacher. Yeah. I taught some of the best models that have ever come out of Kenya. Wow. Yeah, Jo Kisila, Eskari, Lois Hangan, like I taught them their modeling. I introduced them to their modeling world. So because of that, then we grew to become a fashion show production company. We produce shows in Ethiopia, in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Rwanda, in Zambia. Like we grew big in a space of 3 years, 2 years. Then by the time I was done, we had our own Started Africa Fashion Week that involved the entire region from Sudan.
There's a photo of you I've seen you on a runway, Swahili Week.
Swahili Fashion Week.
Swahili Fashion Week.
Yes.
So you also modeled that yourself.
So the funny thing is, I modeled. Yeah. The first year I went there, I modeled. The next year I went there as assistant production manager. Then the next year I went there, I was the head of production with my business partner. Okay. So you see how growth happens.
Yeah, is the former TV you're working from, is it the first place where you went
TV?
to? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, we're now coming to Uganda, yeah?
So when I moved back to Uganda...
Yeah. Urban TV, was it the first place you went to ask for a job?
No.
My friend, when I moved back here, I was jobless for 6 months.
It's just, I can't believe it. Like the whole humor.
I was running mad. I even was, because I knew I wanted to be on radio or TV. Yeah. But no one was giving me a job. And I would apply, but you see, so many people are unemployed here as well. And and I just didn't know how to get it. So when the opportunity presented itself, I just said yes to everything. They were like, can you do this? Yes. Can you do this? Yes. In my head, I was like, I'll figure it out when I get there. Just keep saying yes, yes. Yeah. That's it. I had the hunger. And when I got in, I didn't feel like, oh, arrivism, I've arrived. No. I learned. By the time I left the station, after 2 years of being there, 2.5 years of being there, I know how to produce. I know how to edit a little bit. I know how to direct a show. I know how to script. I know how to voice. I know how to present.
You know, nowadays things are different. You don't actually have to lobby so much to be on mainstream broadcast. You can just pick up a phone and get a camera and then upload on.
Bundles are more expensive.
But at least they didn't have taxes. No, but it's crazy.
It's my first time. I got 4
TV shows in that space. And then my journey ended, but it was such an amazing journey.
So what were your expectations by then? Because it was not about money, most obviously.
No.
Was it about the fame or the glorification?
No.
The platform. Yeah. That's why it's the platform.
Yes. You see, I think people needed to understand is that I was never, ever looking for the fame. Not at all. That's why I wanted radio. Because I wanted the platform, but people would not know what I looked like. You know how many radio presenters you have no clue what they look like, but you love them, and they can still be able to do so many things. So, for me, I use television as a platform to do greater things, to reach out to more people. I've always wanted to. I always say I wish I had a me when I was younger, like when I was a teenager and stuff, so that. I'm sorry. I need to give a shout out to someone like Sheila Gashumba and even Anita.
What about Sheila Gashumba that fascinates you about her?
She's a young girl who realizes that what she's accomplished is not the norm.
And she's using her powers, whatever she can do, to then inspire more of girls to be like her. She's not looking at it as a competition that no other girl should come to my level. She's saying, no, we should be more. And I like it because she will give you the audience. She will talk to you. She will listen to you. At least that's the experience I've had. That's why I've said I have to give her that shout out. I'm sure she'll even be shocked I say this because we're not that close. We're not Latati. We are friends or anything. But I'm inspired by her drive, or Anita Fabiola, or Bettina. You know, and
you also inspire a bunch, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I feel like I like the crop that we are, Diden, Judithiana, whoever the girls, the Flavia, you name it, that we have not looked at ourselves as competition. We've looked at ourselves and we've said, who else? You know, anyone who comes to me, I will speak to you. You ask anyone. Ask me for advice, I'll give it to you. If I have the moment, I will.
Okay, now, later on we're going to talk about her, is it Rockstar 4000? Whatever deal she signed, I know you people are excited to find out whatever deal was stipulated in that contract. She has been a very nice and prolific brand ambassador for very many things that you guys will love to find out. And I hope you're getting inspired in the process. Malaika, as she likes to be referred to, no the other first name that belongs to her father that she doesn't want to adopt. Malaika is still here with me, so we're gonna take a little pause and then we'll return back. Now, thank you very much for staying glued on Chilling right here on your favorite, on your award-winning station. Now I'm still with the beautiful Malaika, God's favorite, and she's right here feasting out onto you. I want to find out your career. It has had challenges, most definitely, because you've told me you've tried to apply in several. You tried applying to several media fraternities, and they weren't, much looking at, giving you a job and all that. And then still on the other brighter side, now you feel so empowered about, seeing how it's all turning out, seeing your girls in there, and you're all trying to get part of that cake. Ugandans are unfortunate that they no longer have you on TV, but you appear on TV on another country. Yeah. How cool is that? Other countries.
Yeah, in the United Arab Emirates, in Rwanda, in South Africa, in Tanzania, in I think Ghana.
What exactly do you do on this? Is it
so it's an entertainment. So in some countries it's like online. right? In some countries, and in other countries it's on like a TV station. So like let me say UBC buys, like they partner with them and then you air it on UBC. You get it? In other countries it's like on the bouquet of like depending on the decoder you have. Oh my God, I'm good without mentioning people's brands.
I know.
Yeah, practice radios taught me. No kalango for anybody. Anyway, so yes, it's what it is that it's like the E of Africa.
Yeah.
So it's like music, entertainment, what's going around, the concerts, the going in and around Africa. But
what did you consider getting on board with those guys?
you think there was considered? It's rock star. Like, it was a dream come true. I was oh my God, I wish you knew how excited I was, because the way they discovered me, that's why I keep telling people, don't undermine any opportunity, Drago. You could be here and you're talking to me, and then one day I am the link to your next move, to your next step. Because I literally had just quit my job. I had nothing going on, like nothing. And someone called me, come and MC this, and I went, and while I was MCing, someone in the audience was watching. And they then said, you're good.
Okay.
And then they called this person.
No,
that was it.
You're asking me before the camera rolled that, how do I know that I should get a break? Now the producer producer signal. Now we have to wrap it up for the very first part, but this conversation, I love where this conversation is leading to, and we are going to take a break and then we'll return next week, guys. Please stay tuned and go on, subscribe onto our YouTube channel, and please follow Miss Malaika on her Instagram and Facebook. Where else? Snapchat? Biona. And you can always catch her on KFM, that's 93.3. The breakfast show?
The Mighty Breakfast Show. Let me do it for you. It's 933 KFM, The Mighty Breakfast with hashtag Brian and Malaika.
Okay, now can you convince them to return and watch this episode?
Yes, make sure you come back.
The show is called Chilling.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, please convince them right there. That's your camera right there.
Okay,
convince them to stay tuned and come back and watch the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you stay tuned. Come back. We're just gonna be here chilling with Drago and Malaika. Don't you dare go anywhere.
She has That's a wrap.
I remember I left my heart behind.
Wasn't that embarrassing?
I left my heart behind and I walked to her and I said, hi Nana, how are you? My name is Malaika and I want to be on Beneath.
You know,